Welcome to Trial by Wine. We take a closer look at crimes that highlight how fascinating humans can be. Schmitty, Swanny and Clarkey visit crimes and run them through their jury of three, debating both sides of the case to agree an appropriate, if totally fictitious, sentence. Please be advised, Trial by Wine may include explicit or disturbing content and will include drunken rambling. Listener discretion is advised. All right, how are we?
Not too bad.
Great. Yes, very good tonight.
Good. That's makes
Yourself,
for a nice change.
Darl?
I'm a bit tired. I'm good, but I'm tired. We're opening nights this Friday. So we've had production week, aka Hell Week, and we've been doing back-to-back dress rehearsals. So I got two tonight and thought, oh, at least I don't have to rehearse. I've got to do recordings with the guys, but at least I can sit in a chair and I'm not waving my arms around to conduct for 4 hours, so that's good. But yes, I'm a bit tired otherwise, but it'll be good. It starts and hopefully it'll be a successful show.
I'm sure it will.
It should be, yeah. I know you've bought your tickets. I'm laughing because you've never come to any of my shows, I don't think. Not the ones at Kyneton.
Yes, we did. Oh, not even.
No, that's true.
No, back in the olden days, yes.
Not since we
moved 5,000 kilometres away, yeah.
No, since we went to did the stage performance.
Burned.
We're clearly the best and got judged unfavourably.
That's right, we got burned. Oh, many years ago, we went to a cabaret night fundraiser for the then Essendon Community Arts Theatre that doesn't exist anymore. Because of this
Rightly
decision,
so,
I think.
it's karma.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we got Paul to dress in drag and we did a mime version of Otto Titsling.
You've heard you guys have referenced it before, but I never know why you all know the words now.
And Keep Young and Beautiful. And we were brilliant. We were comedy genius. We were brilliant. We were wonderful.
We got a massive crowd reaction, like way better than everybody else.
And we did not win when we should have at least. We didn't even come runners up. I'm not even sure we got in the top three.
We were rubbish. Rigged. It was incestuous. They just voted for the people who were already part of the...
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rubbish. No wonder they closed, losers.
It's the sort of behaviour that we don't have now at Kyneton because people like me go, I've been the victim of that. We're not going to do that here.
Yeah. And I need to let go of that and just put my big boy pants on and front up again. Yeah, that's right.
It's about 30 years ago, so yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
All right. So, and anyone got any news?
No, it is school holidays, so I'm just in the zone. I don't know, actually, it's quite nice. No news. Have you got any news?
Tomorrow's Goodbye Herman Day for Stu. So Stu's got a hernia and we've called it Herman, who sometimes goes by the Herminator. So tomorrow it's hasta la vista, Herminator. You're off.
Sewing you up, are they? Tightening it all up?
How long did you go in for that?
Overnight.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, I wish you the very best.
10 o'clock tomorrow when Paul picks me up the next day.
Cool.
Other than that, not much news. Fair to say.
All right.
On with the show, maybe.
Okay, well, I suppose we should introduce ourselves. I'm Schmitty.
I'm Swanny.
And I'm Clarkey. And together we are
Trial by Wine.
And what are we drinking?
I didn't hear you at all then, Schmitty. And I'm not hearing you
I
now.
said trial by wine.
Is it me or
can you not hear me?
Oh, she's got a delay. You delayed your poor love.
I can hear you
remember
now.
We used to have that.
Delay. Yes, we used to have that.
Oh, it's coming better. Oh, and you're even coming back into focus slowly.
I am not happy with whatever's happening here. I'll tell you that nothing for nothing. This is sort of what happened last week. Am I back or not?
I think you are.
Fuzzy.
You're pixelated at our end, but
was a duck.
Yeah, but you're at least in tune with
you're
your mouth
heavily
movements.
Pixelated. Oh, that you're back. Like she's less. You're not pixelated now. Now I've got you back in focus.
You look like an anonymous speaker.
No, like she's an informant or something like that.
Can you change your voice as well? All right, mate. So what are we drinking?
What are we drinking today then?
Well, Sharon, not her real name.
Out of witness protection. I'm on a Coke Zero. Surprise.
And boys?
We are on a Feathertop Gree Degree.
Beautiful.
Very lovely. Fresh, summery. Where it's 26 here on a Sunday, allegedly, so we're getting in the mood
nice.
a bit early. I nearly put a beanie on. It's not really warm at the moment, but we're getting excited.
Schmitty
anyway.
started off with a flannel before you started, and I could hear her heater on, so it's a bit cool in Melbourne as well.
Jeepers, disappointing you took that off. What are you drinking?
Yes, what are you drinking?
I'm having a white wine spritzer.
Oh, lovely.
But I'm because I got
with tonic water.
bullied last time. That's right.
Thank you.
I've got soda water in it. It's not as nice as far as I'm concerned, but I'm
I
drinking.
didn't know what the
it
other drink
for you.
was. That other drink was not a white wine spritzer. That was some kind of bastardized
No, this is the bastardized one. This is just watered down
Vomit-inducing.
wine.
wine.
I
Whereas,
guess that's what.
that's why I like
I've
the
heard of them
tonic one.
doing port
'cause
tonics in Portugal.
Tasty tonic.
It's a little bit of the tonic and then a little bit of wine. So instead of gin. And I think it works very well. But this is just
Sounds
watered down
fascinating, Chanel.
wine. Chanel, that's right. Anyway, that's what I'm drinking.
When you buy all these fancy tonic waters, which I see everywhere, are you able to drink them without alcohol in them?
If you
Could
want,
you
I'm
or would
sure
you?
Yeah,
Course
yeah,
Plain
absolutely.
tonic? Do you mean could I bring
hate them
myself
so
to do
bad.
it?
Yeah, could you bring yourself to it?
Yeah.
I don't know why I find them so utterly vile. I just hate it.
When I am very parched,
poison.
sometimes if I'm really parched and there's nothing else, I'll drink tonic water straight out, straight.
Yeah, that's
And-
why I assume people must do it. Like, I mean, I do the
Is
same
that-
with soda
I
water, but it
wouldn't
has no
drink
taste.
the whole bottle of tonic water. I will have a glass.
Okay.
And
Would
go,
you
"I
would
feel
you drink
refreshed."
tonic water before you drank your own urine?
Yes,
Just
100%.
putting.
Is this to me?
Oh well, I think both of you. I'd like to do a poll.
It'd have to be
Well, I
chilled.
think it's clear that I am. the tonic water or the
urine?
wee? Yeah.
Anything. With a lot of
Just
ice.
over ice, thanks.
What do you call that? There is a drink that I do drink when
Urine
I'm
over
called
ice.
Le Piscine, which is a pool, which is like a large glass with lots of ice in it, and depending on what they do, but sometimes it's champagne with white wine. But that's called Le Piscine.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, or maybe it is. I think. Yeah,
Sounds like pissing, doesn't
that's what I'm
it?
thinking. A piscine. It's like I had many a piscine, but I haven't had a pissing. Le Pissing.
Goodness me. Yes, I would
funny.
drink tonic water. I do drink tonic water. I'm a tonic water fan. So, yeah, there you have it.
Do you feel like I've sort of pushed you to this sort of point where you're talking about tonic water like I'm asking if you like smoke crack or something?
Yeah,
Yes.
a little bit.
Yes, I would. Yes, I would drink tonic water on its own.
Yes.
And
And,
I'm comfortable with that decision and I can live with it.
I'm proud. I'm out and proud.
I'm so
as
out
a
and
tonic
proud
water
that I'm
drinker.
sitting here drinking a not very good drink because you two bullied me. And I'm like, oh, well, I'll just get
having
through
tonic
this.
water regret, or is it
I'm
soda
having
water
soda
regret?
water regret. Yeah. Yeah, oh well,
Yeah.
never mind. And you know
Is
when
that a song?
We'll have a little break and you can go grab
Should
some
be.
tonic.
yeah, you know when your ice
You can't live
also
without it,
doesn't
Alec.
taste great? And I mean frozen water,
I know what you mean.
not
Dirty ice.
it shouldn't be
Smelly
it's
ice?
not dirty ice. It's smelly ice. I
Smelly
I
ice,
put
yeah,
it
I know what you
in
mean.
last week when I used it last time, and that's the other thing not making this a great drink is the ice is
Oh,
a
that'll
bit
be it.
a bit
Oh,
like
the
freezer
nose.
burn. You know?
On
Yeah, I
the
know.
wine
Yeah,
spritzer.
yeah, it doesn't have that sort of fresh, clear.
No, it's a freezer
bit-
burn spritzer. It's not it's not the best I've ever had. But you know,
Wow, why don't
I'll
you
keep
market
What do you
drinking
that?
call? What do you call that?
In
love?
a can.
Freezer burn.
spritzer.
So anyone got a story for us?
I do.
Cool.
I do.
What have you got to tell us today?
Okay.
Okay, so my sources for today's story are The Independent, BBC.com, Vice.com, People.com, Lad Bible,
Yes.
The Jeremy Vine, WalesOnline.com, sorry, and,
Wales Online. Oh, as in the country, not
yep.
the...
and the last one I think is a local rag, but it's called the Falmouth Packet. And it read like a...
As in the foul mouth packet?
Well, Falmouth, I presume Schmitty might know this.
Falmouth
Is a place.
Falmouth, that's how it'd be. Like, if it's at near Cornwall, by any chance, down in
Yes,
that
it
area,
is.
Devon, maybe
Yeah,
something.
it's down south.
Okay, so the Falmouth Packet.
More like
I was
Must be
thinking foul
a
mouth
lo-
packet.
Falmouth. I'm going to say it wrong again. Falmouth, right? Falmouth Packet. I'm probably saying that incorrectly as well. But yes, it read like a very knowledgeable local brag.
Yeah.
So they are my sources. And in terms of geography, we are going to...
Do you remember when I was going over to England and we were still working at Foxtel and I said I was going to go to Weymouth and you guys looked it up and went on for hours about it being called Weymouth?
I can imagine that would be a thing
you're
that
going
wouldn't
to
take much.
Weymouth. You're going to Weymouth. I'm going to Weymouth. Oh, it's Weymouth. Anyway, sorry.
Weymouth.
Almost made me think of that.
I do indeed. Remember that. So, well, our story really does start in Wales, as the walesonline.com source would suggest, and it's the birthplace of Dr. Neil Hopper. And
where in Wales?
Swansea.
Oh, right.
And I don't know much more than that, but he is Welsh, he speaks Welsh, and that's where he's born. I believe that's where his family still live. But Dr. Neil Hopper, well, how do you say Hooper and how do you spell Hopper?
H-O-O.
Double O or double P.
Double P.
Hopper.
Dr. Neil Hopper, yes, that would be right. So Dr. Neil Hopper is from Swansea, but when we meet him, he's now living in Truro in Cornwall. And that is because he is a very respected vascular surgeon working for the Royal Cornwall Hospital Trust. And he is a married man. He's got a lovely wife called Rachel. And Rachel herself is also in the medical profession. And she's one of the lead cancer nurses at the Royal Cornwall Hospitals Trust. And they have 2 children. They've got a daughter called Evie and Harry. And we meet them around the time that Dr. Hopper is about 42 years of age, and the children are 10 and 6 respectively. The daughter's 10, the little boy's 6, and Rachel's 42. So they're a young family, and they are about to head off on a family camping trip. And when they head off, the daughter and the husband, Dr. Hopper, fall ill with a stomach bug pretty much straight away. So they end up heading back home, and Evie, the daughter, recovers relatively quickly, whereas Dr. Hopper is really not so well, and he thinks he's also got a little bit of pneumonia with whatever he's sort of picked up. He's got a very foul stomach bug.
That's not good. That can lead to sepsis.
Well, maybe. So anyway, so he ends up staying at home, and the mum Rachel says, oh look, I'm going to take the kids off to see my family or something like that. So you recover, you stay at home.
That's loving. You've
Rachel
got pneumonia and a really bad stomach bug, so I'm out of here.
Home alone.
He's a doctor, he can look after himself. That's what I'm thinking.
She's alone, left to fend for himself.
Well, she's like, where I'm a nurse, he's a doctor.
You don't have cancer, I'm not nursing you.
Correct. I'm taking the kids with me. And off they go.
Is this a remake of Macaulay Culkin's
the
movie?
42-year-old version. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. So the camping trip is a bit of a no-go. Doesn't really happen. And Dad's stuck at home, really quite crook, and Mum's off with the kids. And it's only like a day or so later, I think, that Rachel calls him to check. And when he answers the phone, he's speaking absolute gobbledygook, like is not making any sense, and they are worried. So she's nowhere near Truro, so she sends, or in Cornwall, she's no longer in Cornwall. So she sends a family friend around, who's obviously also probably a GP, no doubt, or something, to check on him. Fortunately, the front door had been left open by Dr. Hopper, so it was actually quite easy for them to access the home when they got there, because when they got there, he was really not so well at all. No. So he was immediately taken to ICU, and kind of to your point, Schmitty, where they thought things had taken a bit of a turn for him is they did think over the next little while that perhaps he did have sepsis, because he was so unwell that they were trying to work out what was wrong with him. But by the time he'd already got to get medical care, so it was probably a couple of days. It probably wasn't just one day, but his toes were already going blue.
Yep.
And as I sort of said at the very outset, Dr. Hopper is actually a renowned vascular surgeon. And I didn't realise this when I read that to start with, but a vascular surgeon, obviously dealing with veins and arteries and different things, would be very familiar with somebody's toes looking blue and what that could mean. It doesn't spell something good. It's usually something, someone's had frostbite or diabetes or whatever else. It's suggesting quite strongly that there's a lack of circulation in that area.
Yeah.
So that was a real concern for everybody who saw Dr. Hopper from the very outset. It's like, this is not looking good. And he, when they got him to a point where he could actually talk sensibly, that's not
Sensibly.
a word. What's it? Sensibly, and was no longer
Out of it,
in a fever sort of state or whatever else, they were able to work with him and try and work out what was happening. So what he ended up having to do was they tried an oxygen treatment where he was sitting in like a oxygen chamber for hours each day. And he said, at that point he couldn't have his phone, he couldn't do anything, he'd just have to sit there and kind of think about how he could try and get better. He was just so unwell for a number of weeks. And as this was sort of deteriorating, they could see that his feet were not really getting any better. And at the end, his toes and the skin on the soles of his feet were so damaged that in speaking with the other professionals, they were starting to discuss whether or not he'd ever be able to practice again as a surgeon himself if he couldn't stand up.
Jeepers.
And he was like, well, what am I going to do here? How can we handle this? And, they sort of went backwards and forwards with lots of different specialists. And it was agreed quite early on that, they were probably going to have to take his toes off because that was like where this was all coming from. So that's where things are sort of started. And then they start to talk about what will then have to happen for him to be able to stand and how he'll work and how he'll be able to live his life. And he's like, at this point in time, he was very aware of the decisions that were going to be ahead of him. Thankfully, he understood in some capacity what was going to happen, but it was only when he was in the intensive therapy doctors that they started saying, you need to stop being a doctor and just let us treat you. Because he was trying to sort of be both things at once, you could imagine. They're like, please, just let us do that.
As an expert, though, you would
Yeah.
absolutely do that, particularly when it's your own toes.
It's his wheelhouse. I mean, I hate to use that term, but it really is. It's what he does. That's his bread and butter. He's done hundreds and hundreds of these operations. He'd worked at the hospital since 2013 in a capacity as probably the most senior and best respected vascular surgeon in Cornwall. So he really knew what he was doing. He said, he argued with a lot of people. It was actually a very intense time.
I would do that.
Yeah. So in the end, I think it was actually his wife that just went, hey, I think you just need to let them treat you as a patient. You just need to let this go a little bit. So weeks of oxygen therapy and the operation to remove his toes and lots of skin followed. And it became clear at that point that in order to save his legs, he'd probably have to face multiple operations, skin grafts, and no guarantee of success. I think this is kind of a fairly standard route that would happen. And it was at this point that he said he was very fearful that he'd have to have more skin grafts on the soles of his feet, all of this stuff that would be really detrimental to him returning to work in the capacity where he needs to stand. So he was sort of like, I don't know that this is all really worth it, so to speak. So he got plastic surgeons in, he spoke with them, and he also met with a prosthetic nurse, and he decided it would actually be a better outcome for him if they took off the bottom of his legs beneath his knees.
Because then he could get prosthesis and he'd still be able to stand.
Yes, and he said, look, I opted out of having potentially hundreds and hundreds of small minor operations just to have it sorted out when I know from my own experience, if I do that, then I know what I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
I've cut off the real problem, and then I'm an amputee, but I know what I'm dealing with. And he believes that he's made the right choice. He said, he said at the time, I don't regret that. And I think I would have ended up ultimately in the same situation, i.e. with the amputations, had we not taken that immediately, but it just would have taken a number of years. But having said that, he said he couldn't help but get past the mechanics of it all. And he said, there's a quote from him which is, I do quite a lot of amputations, and the one thing that kept going around in my mind was power tools.
Oh.
Because you use power tools. The thought of power tools being used on me was, quote, icky. It was really weird. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yes, we all feel that way.
Who would it not be icky for? Correct.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So he has the double amputation beneath the knee. He says, upon waking up from the operation, it was very disconcerting. He said, I didn't actually think it had been done because he could still feel
everything.
Yes. This phantom limb pain that everyone talks about. You often hear it referenced.
Yes.
Yeah. He said it was very odd because I felt like my feet were still there and I felt like it was just this red hot line across my shin, which is, of course, where it would have been
Which it was.
where the power tools would have been
Where the,
used.
the circular saw went.
I know, right?
Or do they use like those butchers things? You know how the butchers cut through the bones on the bandsaw?
Or they get one of those
Lie this way for a minute.
those little baby chainsaws that they get for pruning, you know. Oh, gross.
I think I prefer a bandsaw to a chainsaw. I feel like a chainsaw would make more mess.
Yeah, I agree. The blade of it isn't as fine.
He says that if a cold breeze goes across his thighs, that he can feel the cold breeze on his feet.
On his toes.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Your brain's not designed to have bits missing, so it fills the gaps.
Yeah.
So he's saying that, coming to terms with the change to his body took quite an emotional toll. I didn't realise that your whole place in society changes, and that happened to me overnight. He said, I'm quite defined by my job. Neil Hopper, father, husband, and surgeon.
Yep.
He said, it's knowing kind of where you're going to fit back in. Will I go back to work? Will I be the same father to my kids? Will I be able to do the same stuff I used to do? And that all hit him really hard.
Yep.
And he said, applying for a blue badge, which is the equivalent of an ACROD sticker here. He said, I just didn't feel disabled. I just couldn't get to that point so quickly. It just was unbelievably difficult. And he said that when he went home and his wife returning to work and his children returning to school marked the beginning of another chapter, which was very difficult for him, which was, he said, at that point I was in a wheelchair at home. And he said, and that was when it really hit me. He said because of his job with a Cornwall hospital, they had provided a counsellor and he got private physiotherapy. So he said, I had everything at my disposal really to make the best recovery I could. And he said, it really made me think about my patients and the restrictions that they have that I didn't, in terms of the best care, the best of everything. People were really, I'm one of them. And he said, there were lots of moments that I would feel complete despair as to my own situation and then reflecting on other patients and what they had been through. So I imagine it was a very difficult time for him.
He sounds like a remarkable human.
He is. He really is, isn't he? He said getting his prosthetic legs was a huge turning point. And what I've been able to do is I can...
Did he get blades like Blade Runner so he could go faster?
Of course he did.
Did he?
Of course he did.
Oh.
Yep.
Brilliant.
I don't know if he did initially, but he certainly ends up with them. So I don't know the answer to that though. I didn't really pay any attention to that. Maybe
About
no,
why
I think
you
they
got
would not.
them?
I think the first lot that I saw, because I saw some footage that they were, and he was calling them my new NHS legs. I think they might have been a bit more modest.
Right.
But he certainly ends up with other stuff. So I think you probably would perhaps
Staged.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. I'm not sure that you've said that, but yeah, I think I've definitely seen blades, but maybe I saw just sort of a bit more
Shoes.
rudimentary NHS issue legs.
Screw on legs.
Yes, I think so. And I have read one quote, and I don't know if it's true. It's only something that he had said, but it is a very bold claim even to put out there. And he said he was told it would take him about 3 months to be able to walk, and he said, I did it in 3 hours. Now, I don't know who I imagine that would upset some people who probably took them a lot longer or took them at least 3 months. But he's saying that's what it did. And I don't know if it was because of his own, he'd seen it all firsthand, I guess. Maybe he really knew what he was dealing with. I don't know. But he has
3
said...
months sounds like a long time, doesn't it?
Certainly sounds like more than 3 hours.
I thought you were going to say 3 days or 3 weeks. 3 hours does
did.
seem like a stretch.
It did sort of engender quite a change in who he was. And he said, I hate to say it, but I'm more active since I lost my legs than I was before. And I don't doubt that. He says, the guy I was before was, I was overweight. I was a doctor who was always at work. I was rarely with my family. I wasn't looking after myself. I was totally focused on being the best surgeon, most well-respected that I could be. Whereas this has required someone stopping what they knew as being then old normal and having to create a new set of circumstances to be able to get back to that person that they were in terms of being the surgeon. So he said it was quite a life-changing experience and it propelled him to try new things. And I don't quite know how we make this leap, but apparently, and I've read this from two different perspectives, one that they'd approached him, one that he approached them, but apparently he'd always wanted to be an astronaut as a child. And so he found out about this European Space Agency that was looking for, and I need to say this correctly, para-astronaut. So obviously people with this, paraplegic or,
Oh, I was thinking
significant
an
disability.
astronaut with a parachute. You know how you do parasailing and all that?
Yes.
Paralytic.
Yes.
It's like the Paralympics.
Yes. That
So-
makes more sense.
In his quite remarkable recovery, really, he was more active. He'd gone back to work in under just 6 months. And I think within maybe 9 months, 12 months, he was operating again. So it was nothing short of, not quite miraculous, but a man on a mission. He wanted to be back doing what
Is that real
he was
determination?
renowned for and what he was doing. Absolutely.
You wouldn't want to be his first operation. You've got old Stumbly.
I'm sure they would have made sure that he wasn't stumbly before he was allowed to start operating again.
I know. Well, that's what I think that when I say he was back at work,
But he
wasn't
was on the
operating for
he was
some
on the
time.
blade, so
Yeah.
he bounced up and down a lot.
Yeah, it's like, he's going to run off.
I'll do it real quick. I'll get it myself. I'm faster.
So he's back at work, back on the operating, or not on the operating, back at the operating theatre. And as I said, in the same amount of time, he's now found out that there's this program that the European Space Agency are looking for para-astronauts. So he actually applies,
Be an astronaut.
and thinks, he'd been genuinely interested in space since he was a child. And one of the things that you need to either have a doctorate in engineering or medical doctorate, be a doctor. So he passed in that, and he was actually one of 27 applicants that went through to the final stage. So he says that at this point, it caused him to audit his life. And he said, I think it probably made me a better doctor in the sense that I now had that experience on both sides of the amputation experience.
Of the bandsaw.
Certainly have more empathy for his patients, yep.
Yeah. He said that he thought that his wife had been absolutely incredible. And he said, this didn't just happen to me, it happened to us, to our family. And he said, I like this. He sort of said, losing his legs knocked his life off the script. And with that brought new perspectives and new opportunities. He said, you have to make a lot of sacrifices as a surgeon, and your family time is one of them. So that was the one thing that he thought, I've had a real wake-up call. Now I'm going to be able to sort of not only be a better doctor, I'm going to be a better father and husband. I'm going to be more available, a better human. I might get the chance to go to space, which is something that I can't believe that if I can show people who've been through a situation like myself, I will really be someone for people to look up to. And that's kind of what transpired. He became quite the inspiration to a lot of people, and he ended up having quite the profile. So the amputation happened in 2019. And as we head into those early COVID years, he is starting to get a profile, not just sort of locally within Cornwall, but certainly in the UK. And he wins a Brave Britain Award. He also appears on a number of TV programs as this kind of person who people can't believe, the guy who was the amputee doctor becomes an amputee himself and then goes on to be such a great guy.
It's a very marketable story, isn't it?
It really is. So he ends up like
morning TV would love
Oh,
that.
yes.
Was
he
he
ends
on
up on ITV with
Phil
Eamon
and
Holmes. Is
Fern?
it Eamon Holmes?
Eamon Holmes, right.
Eamon and his, was it Ruth? They were still together at the time.
so.
They're not
Are
together
they not?
anymore, I don't think.
Oh.
No, they've had a hideous separation.
Oh, well, he wasn't very nice to her.
No, he wasn't. So, yes, and it sort of culminates in a documentary that I think I would have spent quite a bit of time creating, but it aired in February of 2023. Now, I can't access it, and if I could, I would be well out of my depth because it's in Welsh. So it's a Welsh, it was created for a channel called, I think, S4C, sorry. The way it was described, it follows the Welsh-speaking doctor. So obviously that was another thing that he said, you needed to speak more than one language for the astronaut. And that was the thing, as a joke, he would say to everybody, and I speak Welsh, because, most people aren't thinking that as a second language.
Yeah.
But of course it is. So I'm going to do a terrible job of telling you what it was called.
Do it.
But it said, broadcast on the evening of February 26, 2023, Traik Kamu Taruser painted the portrait of a man reborn through hardship. After a period of treatment following sepsis, he said he developed in 2019. Hopper lost his toes and much of the skin on the underneath of his feet, so amputation was decided upon.
There's a bit of an irony that he's got his blades and his surname's Hopper.
I know. And what, you haven't thought about his first name? Neil?
Not anymore.
Neil
no,
Hopper.
below the knees.
It's below the knees.
He's
He's still got his knees.
good.
Yeah.
He's still got his name, yeah. And he goes on to say, sign the consent forms. Well, there aren't words to describe how I felt. I remember imagining the operations, which I do all the time, and thinking that power tools were going to be used on me, which was really difficult to process. I was in hospital for about 6 or 7 weeks. The physical changes in my body were fairly easy to understand, but what I didn't understand were the psychological changes and how hard it was just to fit back into family life. But receiving his prosthetic legs marked a turning point and allowed him to resume the career he loved and also follow his dreams of becoming the para-astronaut. He wasn't successful in getting the position as the para-astronaut.
Who was?
A para-Olympian, who I do have their name somewhere, but it went to a Paralympian. So he missed out on that, but he decided that he wouldn't give it up. He decided that he would continue to try and get into space. He wasn't going to give that dream up. He just thought that, it just didn't happen on that occasion, but I'm not going to give up. So things are going very nicely, and the documentary is aired, as I said, at the beginning of 2023, February 26. And as I've sort of alluded to, if you have a look on Instagram, he has a title called The Bionic Surgeon. And it tracks...
I was going to say that he sounds like a bionic man.
It tracks his family. I think it actually must start, because I can't get any further back on Instagram, so I'm pretty sure it starts with the amputation. Yep. And it's quite remarkable, really. It's very much family life. A lot of pictures of his...
legs.
What is the legs? Loads and loads of pictures of his legs. But, he's with his kids. They're at the beach. They're here. They're there. They're with family. It's a very sort of wholesome, what you'd expect. And then it sort of starts to introduce some other things that are a little bit more, not necessarily celebrity, but, like Tim Peake sends him a good luck message when he wants to be the astronaut. And you start to see, he's getting a little bit more of a profile as the time sort of goes on. They're invited to different things. And, all of a sudden he's like, wearing a suit twice in a week. And you just start to see that progression from someone who was a local vascular surgeon to someone who's had this incredible misfortune in his life and through this illness has lost his own legs and then done his very best to just get back to his career, get back to his family. And then I guess because it then starts to resonate with people, he then starts speaking on webinars.
Yeah, I was going to say, has he hit the speaking circuit yet? Yeah, there we go.
No legs, no problem. It is a T-shirt, today's T-shirt that's got on. Now, there's loads of this kind of, he's got a bit of comedy.
That's what
Shark
I say when I've
cage
had
tester.
too much drink. No legs, no
Shark
problem.
cage tester.
Shark cage tester. Not much beats the feeling of taking off your legs after a busy day on call marching around the hospital. This guy's too good to be true, right? He just, sun's out, sandals out. It is. It is so, it's like he's got a marketing department working behind, but I think it's all him. Yeah. He just knows it so well. Pimp my exercise bike. Well, I've gone and done it. European Space Agency. So again, you get this sort of sense that things are going really well for him, and good on him.
That's great.
That said, a little bit of a wobble. Within a few weeks of the documentary being aired, so that's early Feb, he's no longer working at the Royal Cornwall Hospital Trust, and there are restrictions on his practice, and then he ends up being suspended from the medical register.
What went wrong?
Why? What? How?
Bad interview?
Hang
Did
on.
he swear or say something?
I don't know. Honestly, looking at the bionic surgeon online, I don't know where we're headed here. And I certainly didn't see us headed here. I need to introduce you
But here we go.
Here we go. If you were wondering why I've been ticking you about for the last...
The gloves are off.
The gloves are about to come off.
Fuck you, Neil.
I need to introduce you to a new character. And this gentleman's name is Marius Gustavsson. And he is a 46-year-old Norwegian national. And he was actually sentenced to life in prison in 2024 in England.
What for?
I can't imagine what that's got to do with Dr. Neil Hopper. Well, he was arrested for running a controversial body manipulation service, which often included live streaming himself while abusing the bodies of other human beings who paid him to do it.
Okay.
What?
His website, called The Eunuch Maker, advertised his unlicensed services to provide castration, the freezing of...
No, I didn't.
Yes, the freezing of limbs and other amateur procedures, such as removing nipples and human tissue.
That people paid him to do.
Yeah.
And people are paying to watch it as well?
Paid him
Correct.
to do it to themselves.
Yes.
Abducted someone.
It's very
and paid
Silence
them
of
to-
the
It's a little bit
Lambs.
of both.
Oh.
The self-described eunuch maker even branded some paying victims with his initials, EM.
EM.
During his sentence, eunuch maker,
Marius Gustafsson.
What?
this is full on.
Messed up.
They said there was clear evidence of cannibalism.
Oh.
So according to The Guardian,
Oh, stop.
Oh, I'm not ready for this. This has taken a turn.
I know. All of a sudden, we're over left field, right? Caroline Carberry, Casey.
Astronauts. We've gone rogue.
King's
This
Council.
is
I know, right?
mental.
It's to King's
Used to be
Council,
Queen's, now
as
it's
those Queens.
King's, yeah.
Of course, yes, darling, of course. Said there was clear evidence of cannibalism. According to The Guardian, she described how Gustafsson had prepared human testicles as part of a salad and stored various body parts in a refrigerator.
Eat some of it, it wouldn't be that bit in a salad.
Well, maybe they're a bit light. I don't know.
You don't make friends with testicle salad.
I
Everyone
think if
knows
I take
that.
testicle, I'd want them cooked. I'd want them like skin, like
100%
chicken skin,
deviled
fried
eggs.
up. Yeah. Oh.
Oh, could you put them in rice and crumb them and deep fry them or something like an arancini? You don't want them like an
It's so
octopus salad.
sick. And he wasn't alone. There were 6 others that
They
were
served
sentenced
them
for
on I'm a
aiding him.
Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here.
It sounds like it. So that's the problem. We've all been sort of
Desensitised
molded.
to people
Desensitized. That's
eating
what,
testicles.
bits
But
and
do
pieces.
we know that they weren't cooked? I mean, I feel like if you're going to be a
I don't
cannibal,
know.
you'd cook the person.
Maybe.
you're eating, wouldn't you?
I don't know. Would you?
I would, yeah.
Then I think I might have read
Not the
somewhere else
testicles,
that they were
surely.
cooked. I feel like they might have been,
testicles.
Schmitty. I feel like I read somewhere that they had been. That maybe it was
You'd
filmed.
want them.
He shared that. I've got something in my mind going. I did read that perhaps.
I once had, when I was up north, a potato and black pudding salad. That was quite good. You know?
But you can
So-
you can have a roasted vegetable salad, but it's cold. But they at least tell you that it's been cooked.
Yeah.
Like if it
Well,
was
I
a
feel
roasted
like
testicle
This is
salad, you
potato
go, yeah,
and
it's
cooked testicle, like instead of black
yeah, but
black
you'd
pudding.
go, it's been cooked.
Yeah,
Roasted testicle salad, sure, they've been cooked. Testicle salad,
Oh, I see.
it could go either way.
They haven't specified
Like,
how they were cooked yet. All right.
not a boiled testicle
Fried.
salad,
Fricassee.
dried testicle salad, like any of that, just testicle salad.
Sorry, Swanny.
And because no one eats testicle salad, no
one
one
knows how to cook it. Swanny,
Or if
do we have any further intel on the...
We do.
Right.
Yes, yeah. I've got quite a bit more about this chappie and his, his
Predilections?
cohort.
Okay.
6 others were sentenced for aiding him in his haphazard body mutilation practice, which primarily it would take place in hotel rooms and it would always be filmed. And this is what's really alarming. There were 20,000
Not even a
subscribers.
basement.
Did you hear the number?
No, 20,000.
Yeah, it was a real... Yes.
Okay.
Roughly 20,000 subscribers paid to watch. So this guy, it's a money-making
Do
machine.
you know what the going rate is to...
Subscribe?
No, I
What, to
don't.
How much does it cost to
subscribe?
subscribe?
I don't, but I know how much to buy separate things cost, like $35 for like particular bits of movie to be sent to you, that kind of I did see
right.
that somewhere else. Yeah.
Oh, my God. So are they watching the live thing, or is it
Correct.
you subscribe
Yes.
and you get a
No, I think it's
uploaded
live.
video?
No, I think it's definitely live, and you can probably then pay for it at a later date as well. I think if you want like
Video on
the back
demand.
catalogue.
To watch it over and over.
Yes. I shouldn't be laughing, but honestly, there is one image
OnlyFans.
on one of the things that I've seen.
Basically, it's
that-
only fans for people who like people being cut up.
That's exactly
Only
right.
fans, no nuts. The eunuch maker.
He mutilated his customers without any proper medical training or oversight, sometimes using kitchen knives and tools meant for animals. Nice.
and they paid for it.
But how do you get into this? They're saying that
What?
one of the victims was as young as 16. So these people were turning up. I don't know how they all arrived at this. Some of them, I guess, willingly, some of them not. It
Where
says
can you
here,
find people?
Gustafsson was involved at least in 22 procedures, including the removal of victims' testicles, the amputation of penises, clamping of testicles with Burdizzo clips, which are used by vets for the castration of cattle, the insertion of needles into... It's just So,
I feel sick.
Nick, sorry.
A lot of testicle violations.
Could be the wine, but I don't think so.
Yes.
There's a lot
This
of...
is interesting. This is
Isn't it?
interesting.
What-
So this is
what?
from the
As
People.com
opposed to the rest
article.
of
Wait
it.
a moment.
This is interesting. He was assisted by another defendant to place his own leg in dry ice, which later required
Removal.
Amputation.
meaning he was able to secure disability benefits. That rings a bell. I don't know why, but something.
eunuch
there's
maker
something
was, or
there.
the-
There's something there that's. I don't know. Something in my mind. I
Gosh.
can't. Maybe a connection I can make.
NDIS, here
No
I come.
sepsis, perhaps?
I'm on a highway to
Are
NDIS.
you about to suggest that the sepsis didn't
never have
happen?
to work again.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Or just the toes were frozen, and that's why they had to come off?
The prosecutors said that he earned nearly £300,000 between 2017 and 2021.
Nice
when
work.
he was
If you can
forced
get
to
it,
close shop.
then you can get it.
It
if
is
you
nice
try.
work if you can get it.
He was forced
Isn't
to
this-
close up shop. He should never have opened shop.
He
20,000 subscribers across the world
Do not agree
disagree
with me.
you,
That's
Schmitty.
right. Yeah. God.
One victim testified during the 2024
This is
trial that he was mesmerised by the eunuch maker in his streams, but admitted he had regrets after going through with a procedure in which he had his testicles clamped while he was strapped to a bed and subjected to electric shocks before being branded with the signature EM marking.
I wonder why he
Which
has
bit
it.
do you regret?
I realise I have trusted a wrong person, and Gustafsson is in
just
fact
that.
a lunatic.
Oh, just that. Not any of it, but just I got the wrong guy to do it.
His defence attorney argued during his sentencing that in
is
addition to
weirdo
carrying out
soup.
a paid service, the eunuch maker was in some ways making people more comfortable in their bodies, having dealt with his own body dysmorphia. You see, our friend here, Marius Gustavin, had done his own amputation of his leg. I think his penis was in the fridge. Like, he had done quite a little bit of work to himself. But he thought he was helping other people deal with their own body dysmorphia, which is what led him to start the pay-per-view website.
My God.
He does
His
say he
penis
wished
was
to
in
put
the
a smile
fridge.
on people's faces. This is actually what the defence attorney said in court. He does say he wished to put a smile on other people's faces. He wanted to help. He was stuck in a body he wanted to make changes to and understood there were more people out there who wished to do the same. And I reckon, you know what? He might be right. It sounds like this is a thing. But wow. What a way to go about it, hey?
Tell me he put all those dicks in a bag. For a dog.
I didn't want to say that. I've been trying to speak to his people about bag of dicks for dogs.
Goodness.
Bag of dicks for dogs.
Well, he's
that's
not going
right.
to need it. He's locked up for life. So can we get his dick?
I know.
I mean, you got me with that. His penis is in the fridge.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. What's his name? Magnus?
Yes.
Can
Anyway,
I just help myself to a
Marius,
beer?
I know.
What's there a penis in
What
here?
is this? I was going to get the mayonnaise and I found that. What?
You put it in the crisper? Where do you store your
Surely
penis in the
I
fridge?
would put it in the butter. I mean, depending how big, like that
I'll
side.
bet.
Yeah.
I don't
I
want to
love
be there.
all.
I don't want to there all the time where I'm moving all the time, but maybe in the butter or cheese with the door.
Would you
A little-
hide it
yeah.
behind something, or would you keep it
Surely
to the
you'd
front?
ziplock
Oh,
it.
no.
It'll smell after a bit.
Oh, you're like a little Ziploc
Yeah.
bag.
Ziplock's a good
Wouldn't you just put it
idea.
in
That
the
sounds
egg
right.
container?
The egg
Hold
one.
it.
Yeah.
Rest.
The egg one.
Yeah, it just holds it straight up then. You know exactly what it is.
Oh gosh. So yeah, I don't know that he put a smile on the CPS London prosecutor Kate Mulholland's face because she said sexual gratification and financial gain is why you were doing it, at the risk of performing unnecessary surgery on vulnerable men. And
I mean, how do
think
you
there's a lot
attain
to be
sexual
said for that.
gratification by cutting your own penis off? Isn't the penis sort of a relatively
And putting it in the
integral
fridge.
part of sexual gratification for a man?
Maybe he wanks it in the fridge every now and then.
I don't understand
And his
about
brain,
that.
and because his brain still thinks it's attached, it works somehow.
Schmitty.
Well, you know, you were saying before, he's got
maybe-
phantom pains. He's got a phantom boner.
He can play with the old one and the one in the fridge
Phantom
at the same
wank.
time. And now I've got two dicks.
Yeah.
So what does
that have to do
Marius
with
Gustaven, who, as I said at the beginning of this little part about him, who was sentenced to
Testicle
life
salad
in prison
extraordinaire.
in 2024, have to do with our mate Dr. Neil Hopper, bionic surgeon, in Feb 23.
How are
The
these two
connection is
connected?
because the investigation into Marius Gustafsson unearthed a little bit of correspondence between
No.
Dr. Hopper and the eunuch maker.
Was he a subscriber or a paying customer?
He was definitely a paying customer.
Oh.
I don't know that he had a subscription, but he was definitely a paying customer.
Did he still have a penis when he got his legs amputated?
Yes. Oh, sorry.
No, Hopper.
Marius.
No, Hopper.
No, Hopper.
Hopper, I think he stood his penis, yeah.
Oh, he didn't
There's
get sepsis from having...
There's no talk about that.
I'm
I don't
not sure he
think
got
that's where his
sepsis.
fixation
I'm starting to
lied.
wonder if
No.
he even got sepsis.
No. So what they found was there were 3 depraved videos that he had shared with Gustaven, and he'd paid for those. It said that I think 2 were £10 and 1 was £35, and all 3 of them were relating to people having had genital mutilation carried out on them. So that's what Dr. Hopper had purchased from the eunuch maker. So that was one thing, but it was more some of the other communication that the pair had that might be a little bit more interest to us.
God, yeah, because this bit's...
Unless, you had someone present at the hospital who said, oh, look, I've got this problem with my genitals. I can't quite describe how it happened. And so he was doing some research and going, I think that my patient may have been mutilated by this guy.
Swanny, I can't work out which bits are interesting and which bits are just... Like
weird.
It's my whole... We've gone past a point where any of it makes any sense to me. So when you say this bit's interesting, I'm like...
I think what shocks me is this is good. I like this. Wait till you hear this. So we know at this point that he's of interest to the police, right? So they're investigating the eunuch maker, and all of a sudden they see that there's this other guy coming up from Cornwall.
Our hero.
So there's the purchase, our hero. So there's the purchase that he's made with respect to extreme pornography. They were all of body mutilation, and none of them involved children, but they were, again, very specific penis mutilation. So he's been identified here. 3 videos purchased, £10 and £35, respectively. I don't know where the 2 were. Showing men willingly having their genitals removed.
Oh, no, stop it. I mean,
this is what's more important. He also exchanged, listen to this number, 1,500 messages with Gustaven about his own lower leg amputations and how he had done it, including asking how much dry ice he used.
Oh, asking...
Now,
about
his
one.
Yes,
right, yeah.
Correct, yeah. So in that period where he is at the house alone, supposedly
sick
with pneumonia and getting sepsis, what he's actually doing, he's using dry ice and ice to basically kill the...
Freeze his toes or freeze his feet.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he actually did get operated on by the hospital, did he not?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so he just damaged his feet to the point
he damaged himself and then lied about how that had happened.
Right, yeah, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. It's this mystery. It was always a mystery illness that ended up... I don't know how you actually give yourself sepsis. I guess it's through the damage you've done through the destroyed tissue. I don't know.
It's an infection.
It's nothing...
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't see that anywhere.
I'm struggling to move forward because you said people are willingly having their genitals
removed,
chopped off,
And
there's videos of it.
Yeah.
But I'm back there because if the videos are showing them willingly doing it, does that mean that they're not completely knocked out, unconscious, anaesthetised?
Oh, totally.
And they're actually awake and smiling, going, "Yeah, do it."
And what's left? Like, how do they wee and stuff? Like, what's left?
How do they... What did you say, Schmidt?
How do they go to the toilet? How do they not get infections? Like, how do they...
I don't understand.
How does that even work?
And I can't Google it. I'm too scared to Google. I mean, honestly, what I've Googled for this is at about a limit.
At a library.
Get the federal police at your door soon. Yeah, because you can't go to an internet cafe anymore. They don't exist.
But this is the thing. I kind of don't want to know, but also I'm like you. I don't understand to what end. If you cut that off, what's left? How does this all work? I don't know.
Well, it all connects from inside to that bit. So
Yes.
there would be a way to do it because the
Urethra,
tube
the
that
urethra,
goes
but-
all the way through.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've just got to do it well.
But how does that?
How does leaving a little urethra?
Because it's all just an incision
I don't get the
and an
willing
open
bit.
flesh
The
thing.
video showed them willingly getting it chopped off. Like, if that was me, even if I was willing, I would want to be completely knocked out. Yeah, the video would not show me willingly; it would show me unconscious. In which
Do you want me
case,
standing with a chopping block and a cleaver?
Well, how does this work? Do it!
Ow! Oh, I regret my decisions. This man's a lunatic.
Add me to the bag of dicks.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Sorry, that's why I'm stuck. Anyway,
oh no, you don't. You're doing just fine. You're doing just fine with the information that I've given
I'm
you.
not sure that I am.
It is a lot. This is a
I
lot.
feel a bit nauseous.
So I don't doubt it. It's
Me too.
apparently Dr. Hopper had suffered body dysmorphia since childhood, and his feet were I quote, unwelcome extra, and a persisting.
Did he have 6 toes?
Fuck, they must have been ugly. I don't know. People don't like it.
It's dysmorphia. Your brain tells you, like you've
Yeah,
decided.
he had a
it's something.
persisting, never-ending
ugly
discomfort.
feet. It's ugly feet.
He had what?
Put on some fucking socks.
Never-ending sunburn.
Wear some boots.
Exactly.
He had never-ending
Oh,
discomfort.
right. I thought you said sunburn, and then you said put
no,
on
they,
some
they were a
socks.
discomfort to him. Yeah, so apparently it has been his dream, his lifelong dream, to have his.
To get footloose.
But oh God,
But is that against the law?
I don't think so. I don't know about that. I don't think
Well,
that. Is
why did he
what
get
happened.
struck off then?
There'd be a fraud element to it,
Right.
whereby
So
he's...
Shall I get on to what actually
Well,
happened? So anyway,
why-
yeah. So
Yeah, we need
so,
to
yeah.
put this messy business
So he
behind us. and get
freezes
on.
his feet.
So at this point,
and then
so
they get cut off.
let's just go
Can
back
I just
to
go and vomit? Thanks.
Yeah, sure. Right. So we know in 2023
Yeah.
he had everything, the investigation's going anyway. So basically what happens by spring 2023, he is in a whole lot of trouble. That's when they've come to him and gone, all right, we've worked out that
Hey,
you
Legless, get over here.
purchased this extreme pornographic material. That is a crime.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
I mean,
That is a
even if
crime.
it's not a crime, it's a crime. 100%
And the
that's a
other
crime.
part of the crime is the fact that it's
But if the
fraud
people in
relation.
the pornography were consenting and not children, why is that a crime?
Because it's extreme.
It's a crime because it's just
You don't
fucked
know.
up.
I mean, I
Does
get
it-
it's
whether it's
fucked
a-
up. I just
Whether it's a legal crime or a moral
just
crime, it's a
interested
crime.
as to
Just put it in the
the
crime
definition
bucket.
of what is illegal pornography, or is pornography
I'll
just
tell you.
illegal?
I need to jump ahead slightly to tell you sort of what happened when it
Okay.
went to court because that's where they'll describe
Okay.
it. Okay, so now I am jumping in. So now it's gone to court. And I'm able to share this with you because this has only just
Happened.
happened in the last month or so. So we're jumping ahead. So early 23, the documentary goes on air. Throughout 23, little by little, he's not working. He's then got some restrictions on the practice. Then he suspended from the medical registrar. And then he is arrested in spring of 2023.
And
so later
Swanny,
year.
can I just ask, is that happening publicly? Like, is his demise
I don't know.
public, or is
I
it...
don't know at that point. I don't know.
Yeah,
Doesn't
okay.
say.
So probably not then.
Probably not so much because, again, I suspect this is all part of the Gustavin
Investigation.
trial, which happens May, I think I said before, 2024. So once
Yeah.
that happens and that's out, then I suspect then it was probably a free-for-all. If they had shared part of it or people were aware of something, they probably weren't aware of exactly where we were headed with it.
Or they might have kept it underground because, like, the hospital wouldn't want to go public with why they're not giving them as many shifts anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, God.
So this is literally from last month. So the 5th of September in the BBC or BBC News, an NHS vascular surgeon who had his own legs removed has been jailed for 2 years and 8 months. We'll get to the sentence of whether we think that's right or later. For insurance fraud and possessing extreme pornography.
Insurance fraud.
Yeah.
I get that one. Yeah.
Truro Crown
Yeah.
Court heard he lied to insurers by claiming that injuries to his legs were the result of sepsis and not self-inflicted. It heard that in May 2019, Hooper had below-knee amputations after a mysterious illness. In fact, he had used ice and dry ice to freeze his legs, so they had to be removed. The court heard Hopper, who admitted 2 counts of fraud and 3 of possessing extreme pornography, had a sexual interest in amputation. Judge James Adkins said in sentencing that he accepted that Hopper, who had no previous convictions, was remorseful. However, the level of harm in 3 videos of body mutilation, which were the subject of pornography charges, was exceptionally high, he said. Hopper had both legs amputated after complaining his feet were in pain. He was treated for suspected sepsis before he was told by surgeons that he should have his legs amputated, and he was operated on. He did not tell the medics the real cause of his injuries. The fraudulent insurance claims from 2 firms totaled more than £466,000. Hopper had been tempted by greed. He had messaged a friend about the claim saying he should milk it. He enjoyed the interest from the media in his case, which we can clearly see. His motivations were a combination of obsession with removing parts of his own body and a sexual interest in doing so. It seems to have been a long-standing ambition. And I think the side...
Where's the evidence to that?
To the evidence of what?
That he has a
that he always wanted
sexual...
done?
Like having his own legs cut off.
The 1,500 messages that he was sending
his
to
constant boner.
Gustav, the fact that they were just the most... Apparently,
I know he wanted to remove them. I'm saying with the evidence that he was sexually
I don't know what it
excited by
is,
that.
but there is a quote that I have read which says that after when he knew he was going to have them removed, or he was in the process of freezing his legs, and Gustavin replied to him, it said he replied with a sexually explicit response. I don't know what that was. I don't know if it was an emoji aubergine, that kind of, I don't know. That's all I can think of, to be honest. But yeah, there were, in the 1,500 messages backwards and forwards, I suspect there was a hell of a lot of evidence as to, you didn't just go, oh, I think that might, get me off a little bit. That kind of turns out, I think it was a little bit more founded than that.
Oh, I don't want to yuck anyone's yum, but yuck.
All right. Absolutely.
Yuck.
It's not even, I don't even understand it. Like, what do you mean you're sexually turned on by
what kind of philia is that?
amputees?
What's the word for that one? Did you look it up?
What was the question,
What
sorry?
philia is that?
I think it's just, yes, there is
Ampuphilia.
something. Can't remember, body dysmorphia.
Girl, body dysmorphilia.
No, it's like something like that where you, because it's got to do with like changing yourself. Maybe it's here.
Would that apply to people who get a lot of, maybe not because it's not sexually motivated, but like people who get loads of plastic surgery or...
No, I think it's
because
different.
it's not sexual.
I think it's taking stuff away and hurting yourself, like, really this...
So the pain
really
is an important element of it.
It would appear to me.
Right.
Like, all that stuff's really painful, right?
So if it just had an accident and gone to a hospital and they said, we're going to have to cut your leg off, you might not have got a boner. But because of the pain and the process...
I don't know, actually. I would imagine... I can't speak.
Afterwards he might have to look at how good my phantom leg looks.
I think
it's a bit thin.
Given his interest in the way that the eunuch maker goes about things, I would suspect that he is quite comfortable with the process, i.e. that's a part of it, this idea.
You can imagine why it'd be struck off, like apart from the fraud and the porn and stuff, if you knew that your surgeon got off on pornography of people having their penis removed, you wouldn't trust you'd wake up with your genitals in place, would you?
No, it's not okay.
Can you imagine having been at the Cornwall Hospital Trust? So he'd been there from 2013 to 2023, and a spokesperson for the Royal Cornwall Hospital Trust said after the case, the convictions.
Oh, we never saw it coming. It's always the quiet ones,
don't mind
isn't
us.
it?
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
Nothing to look at here. His convictions did not relate to Mr. Hopper's professional conduct at its hospitals.
It's fine.
The trust had carried out comprehensive clinical reviews of surgery by Hopper, including engaging an experienced independent clinical expert to review decisions to operate. We want to reassure the public that our exhaustive investigations have found no evidence whatsoever to indicate any risk or harm to patients at our hospital.
He was very good at compartmentalising his sexual need for pain and things to be removed from himself.
However,
Ooh.
former patients of Hopper included including some who underwent amputations, have contacted a Southwest-based medical negligence firm.
Oh.
They said they were concerned about the treatment they received from Hopper in light of the criminal charges being brought against
But if they had
him.
no concern prior, then shush. They're just ambulance
Some
chasers.
of-
Unless they don't have genitals anymore.
Well, unless they
Not
went
all
in
of
for a
them.
sore thumb and came out with no dick.
Well, this is a problem, and that's what
But
they're
it's
saying.
detachable
Some
penis.
have had life-changing surgery and are now worried it wasn't really needed, whereas others have said that he was incredible. They had life, they needed it, and that they have no issue with the fact they thought he was incredible. So it's just the ones who have got a bit of a question mark over whether or not they truly needed to be, amputees are the ones who've probably got any.
100%.
Not what you'd need, right? And I think that might be the story of Dr. Neil Hopper and his double leg amputation, the bionic surgeon who wore a T-shirt that said, "Quit pulling my leg. Seriously, it will come off."
Wouldn't you just do one at a time? Two? Wouldn't you do one and see if you get away with it?
Start small.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't just
I
go
don't
double.
know. But I do have
two lots of
Start with a
enjoyment.
finger.
No, he needs the fingers for surgery. And he hates his feet.
It's his
A
feet that he
toe,
had.
then.
It's not. No. It's his feet. I don't know. Can you just not get them cut off at the ankle? I don't know.
Oh, don't. The other day I saw one of those episodes of like A&E or something, and a woman had jumped off something.
Don't.
Yeah, take your headset off. And she had an open fracture and she dislocated her foot. And basically, like, the foot was dangling off, and because it was open, they just popped it back on. It was incredible. But you looked at it, you thought, oh, you're going to lose that foot, aren't you? But no, they just popped it back on, and
Is that a real show?
it was a real thing. I can't unsee it. It was so disturbing. I thought that's why I could never be a
Why
doctor.
do you watch it?
I just said,
You'd
"Tell me."
subscribe to cutmynutsoff.com for sure.
I don't. No, I don't.
You're watching that sort of
This was
shit.
a terrible accident, but I was surprised at how they just put it back
Send
on.
me the $35 video, mate. Send me.
No, and every time, like, I vaguely turned my ankle today, and all I could think in my mind's eye was the image of that woman. Oh no, it was awful. It was awful.
Where's the uni maker when you need him?
Oh, cut it off.
No, it's not. No, it's more.
I'm so aroused. I've just
Get that
twisted
camera
my ankle.
rolling.
Turns out this is not.
This is
something
gonna
that
be
turns
great.
Oh God, gross.
Oh my God. Anyway, let me just bring us back to round this off. So, as I mentioned before, he's only been jailed for 2 years and 8 months. I don't know if you think that's appropriate or not. So, again, that's for the insurance fraud and possessing extreme pornography. Why his sexual interest in being an amputee, greed, and his own obsession regarding removing his body parts. And my question to you is whether we look at his sentence or not, is who is the real victim here? Because I'm pretty sure it's his wife and
That's
kids.
what I'm thinking. I feel sorry for
my
his
God.
wife. Yeah.
You know, she's like a really, like, I Googled her and I found just little bits that nothing was about her. It was things like, things that she'd done for work. Like, she's a really senior cancer nurse and probably touched hundreds of thousands of people's lives in that, area. And I just think, how awful. And these kids, they're all over bionic surgeon. They're everywhere. And they just look like the most beautiful, normal children whose dad's gone and blown up their world.
And not just that, imagine how many times he's got off doing household chores because he's a fucking amputee when he did it himself. You're just being lazy, Neil.
But like that whole thing that they were going camping, it just sounded, the whole thing was so. How did he get the little girl sick as well? Did he I don't know. Did they have food poisoning or something?
Maybe he just was like, "Here's my opportunity."
Here's opportunity. Oh, I've got it as
Do you
well.
reckon,
Yeah,
do you reckon the
maybe.
wife gave him a massive nut punch when she found out?
Fucking, I'll chop it off for you, shall we thought?
Fuck you,
What
Neil.
would you? I don't know what you'd think. Would
Is
you?
that awful?
Oh.
Awful. Anyway, this only came about, as I said, in the last month or so. So I saw it as a headline. And I didn't even quote them because I didn't even use them in the end. But obviously it was in the Daily Mail. Otherwise I wouldn't have seen it. And I saw it and it really rocked me when I read this. I was so repulsed. I was like, why would someone do that to themselves? Why would they?
Yeah.
Anyway, I went down to
I'm
our...
still thinking that.
cooked dinner that night, whatever else, and I I was just, I was really playing on my mind, and I said something to my husband. I was like, oh my God. And I start explaining this. And like normally I have to explain these things that we talk about on
Trial by Wine.
Yeah.
Trial by Wine, because he's, never heard of it or whatever else. And he thinks everything that we look at, well, particularly myself, morose, whatever. Anyway, I start to him, he goes, oh yeah. And I went, what do you mean, oh yeah? Of all the ones you're allowed to say, oh yeah to, this is not the one to go, oh yeah, that like you've got some backstory that that people do this kind of thing. And he's like, hey, and I'm like, oh my God, that's really upset me. Please, this is the one where I was supposed to have to tell you all the information because you had no idea this existed. Oh my God, I don't know what to do with that information.
Oh yeah, that's been going on for years.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
God.
20,001 subscribers.
If $35 starts going missing from your bank account randomly, it's the Unique Maker video.
Oh, God.
Goodness me.
Yuck. That's awful.
It's not good. Not good.
I worry about the people who didn't consent to the Unique Maker. That's what stresses me out. It sounds a bit like a very public version of the family murders. Like surely some of those people didn't survive that.
That's a good question, actually. There's nothing to say that they did or didn't, but
you also said that they were vulnerable people.
Yeah.
And then you hear of him and go...
Could be the opposite of vulnerable person.
It kind of redefines my thought process around what a vulnerable person is. Is it someone who can be sucked into doing that, or is it someone who is doing it because they desperately need money? Or I cannot understand it. Yeah, there's, like you said, I don't want to yuck someone's yum. I literally just don't get it.
No, me neither.
And sexual.
That's the bit I don't get, actually. I can kind of understand someone going, I've hated my feet forever. They're so ugly. I just wish they weren't there, and finds a way to get rid of them. I get that, but then being sexually excited by that and having pornography of people having their genitals removed is just... I don't.
But even losing your feet.
That.
Oh, what a hassle!
I love something that cannot
won't
come at
even
that.
try.
No.
But that's this thing. Right? That's where I don't always understand how people's brains work. So the thing that he cannot deal with, feet, got to get rid of them.
Ugly
but then
feet.
that gives him sexual satisfaction in the thought of getting rid of them. So he gets rid of them, and that gets him off. I'm like, it's very complicated thinking, right?
I don't. Oh. God. And like you said, you kind of want to understand it, but you just don't want to go looking to understand it. Like
correct. And that's his thing. Like, I just couldn't go, like, I think, I don't understand that, but I'm like, I'm not really in a position to go and Google that because I don't want to end up in prison, but also I kind of don't want to know. I want to keep some of my innocence. I want some of my innocence to remain. I don't need to have that in my brain. Thank you very much.
God, no.
I probably lowered the tone enough by sharing this story.
Lowered it a foot or two.
Yeah, it would be about that. Yeah, just under the knee. Yeah. All right. And anyone for sentencing? It's when you say that the other guy, I keep wanting to call him
Marius.
Unique
Maker.
He got life, you say?
Yes, he did.
I wonder if he did
kill
22 someone.
Year, doesn't say that in, to be honest, I haven't drilled down too much. I probably could have just done a thing on him, but I think that would have been a really tough...
Gross, yeah.
That would not have been a very pleasant story to recount. I think hearing about him and knowing his connection was kind of sufficient. But yeah, you're probably right. How have everybody been able to get through his wonderful home surgeries? You'd think that somebody became a cropper or that they got a bit carried
surgeries.
away. And what about the people that they don't know of? You know what I mean? That someone slipped through the cracks, a homeless person or somebody who, as you say, living on the edges and, no one knows.
It's got to be his first attempt at doing it that didn't go very well.
So dark. And that's why I think for the wife and the kids, knowing that he's looped into that, and it wasn't like he thought about it once and got in touch with them once and there was a little bit of, I don't know, when you're in touch with that kind of person 1,500 times, there's more than a little bit of interest there. You are in the deep, in the thick of it. Yeah. That's a dark place. No thanks.
Also, I'm going to, how you meet people that you don't necessarily like and you go, you start to judge them. I'm now going to be sitting there going, I bet you subscribe to the Eunuch Maker. I bet you're one of them.
Is that Tattoo and EM or is that a, is that a branding? Oh.
Is that a brand? Yeah.
Jeepers. It's not good.
God. So in terms of sentencing, I was initially thinking, have you seen that thing where women kick men in the nuts for some kind of pleasure thing?
Who for, the man or the woman?
Again, I don't want to yuck anyone's yum, but no, I haven't seen this.
It's literally
where
they
do I
just
see
do
this?
it, I don't know, ballkickers.com. I don't really know. But it's literally where like a woman will kick a man in the nuts over and over and over again.
Oh, God, that's awful.
I think the man's willing, and I think the woman's obviously willing. But I was thinking, maybe that would be a good punishment because it sounds horrible. But I feel like all these people would really enjoy it. They'd be the ones getting kicked in the nuts. And so I think you don't want to give them that level of pleasure. And I think just going back to basics, just take Neil Hopper's prosthetics away and make him waddle around everywhere. You know, you fraudulently did this to yourself. We're taking all of the insurance benefits off you, including the prosthetics, and you can just make your own way.
Hobble, not Hopper.
Yeah.
Change your name to Neil
And
Hobble.
gratify yourself everywhere you go with your little stumps, mate.
Yeah. Oof.
That's all I've got.
Yeah, and I don't. To your point about you don't want to make pain because these people enjoy pain. It seems to be.
Yeah, they'll be spanking the monkey while you're inflicting pain on them.
They don't have monkeys to spank though because they've had them removed. I mean, it's all very odd.
Well,
his is in the
Neil
fridge.
does.
Neil has, yeah. I don't know. It's all very strange.
It's hard because
It is hard.
it's so far removed from who knows what normal is, but like the thinking that leads you to do this, and then this guy who is there's no bad backstory. I mean, I don't really have a backstory to be honest, but you know, he's a family guy, he's a surgeon, you know, it just looks so normal.
Yeah.
So
Goes
vanilla.
to show. It's
Oh,
always
it's
the
the
quiet
quiet ones,
ones.
the
That's
quiet
right.
ones.
Still waters run deep.
It's weird that we understand the murder side of things more so than
Not
the
always.
amputee side of
Not always.
things. But
So in
No,
some
but
murders,
because we talk about
crimes
murder
of passion
more
or
than-
motivated by finances and that sort of stuff, yes, you kind of go, all right, I can see how. But this is quite extreme, yeah.
But what I mean is we talk a lot about, we understand that sort of thing because there's lots of that sort of stuff that goes on. The fact that someone gets sexual gratification from people having their legs amputated, whatever, because you never hear
It's
about
like
it.
really extreme
I
BDSM.
Cannot get it.
Yeah.
It's so
It's foul. Yeah, I can't. Yeah,
We shouldn't try and
I think I'm just happy to
work it
let
out.
them stay in their own world. I mean, I was going to say as long as they're not hurting anyone, they're hurting themselves. I don't know. I just sort of think just stay in your own world. I don't want to know about it.
I wonder if you'll get to go to space.
Probably not.
I'm thinking probably not.
Yeah, I don't think you get to go to space
yeah.
if you've got a criminal conviction.
That's been scuppered a little, hasn't it?
I know, spoiled.
They should just say to him, you can't go to space unless you lose your left hand. And then he'd lose his left hand. Oh, I still can't go. No, you need to lose your right hand now. And just
should have just said,
keep cutting him off.
I got frostbite on my toes.
How awful for people who've really
Gone through
lost a
it.
limb.
Gone through
And-
terrible
you know,
things.
And I'm going to assume 99.9% of people didn't want that
Didn't
to be
ask
the
for
case.
it, yeah.
Yeah,
Correct.
they weren't going, oh, well, you know, that's kind of what I was gunning for. I was hoping to lose a leg. I just couldn't
Imagine
believe it.
how much, like you said about his family, imagine how much sympathy and empathy he sucked out of them through that whole journey, only for them to find out that he did it deliberately.
Well, it says somewhere, he said, you know, it got away from him because everybody was so kind. And well, of course he knew that would be the case. I mean, come on, no one's going to like go, oh, you've lost both your legs, we're going to cut you. Like, whatever, mate.
You loser.
So, yeah, unsurprisingly,
legless
everybody
freak.
rallied around you and your family.
Yeah.
What have you done
Yeah.
to your wife and kids?
Yeah.
That's
God.
exactly right.
And your mum and dad? It's just a disgrace.
Ugh.
Just never thought he'd get caught, right? And he probably would not have had it not been for this
For
chap.
the EM.
Yep. If it wasn't for that guy being caught. And the thing is, I don't know. I wonder the timing if he continued to message
After
the
he'd
unit
done his
maker well
legs,
after that.
yeah.
I wonder how that all worked. I wonder. That's one thing I don't know. That'll be in the documentary. That'll be in
Google
the
it.
movie when it comes out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I'm a bit ahead of the game here. It'll all come out. And we'll be watching it going, oh, that's not what happened. That's not what Swanny said.
It's
was like,
early
oh.
days, information will come out over time.
That's not what Swanny said happened.
God.
Oh, never mind.
Well, I enjoyed
Blame
the
Lad
way you
Bible.
told it anyway,
Yeah, blame
even
Lad-
if it isn't
blame Lad
factually
Bible.
correct. We'll blame Lad
Yeah.
Bible, that's right. And the Daily Mail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe put a note at the end of this that some of it may not be factually correct.
I think you
'cause
could say that of
no one's
everything we
Googling
do.
any of that.
I mean, all of our episodes,
No.
there may be a mistake
Yeah.
here and there. Yeah.
Absolutely. I
based
can only
on
go on
the
what I
best,
can go
that's
on.
right.
And
Our best
it's
effort
pretty
at the time.
recent.
Yep.
But
Yes.
also, you're not going to go Googling too much because that's a slippery slope.
Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. And I did think there was one introduction which says everything. Here we go. There's an article called Sepsis, what losing his legs taught surgeon about life. That was the headline. And the first bit underneath it goes, updated on the 5th of September 2025. Since the publication of this article, Neil Hopper has been jailed for insurance fraud and possessing extreme pornography. His account of how his legs came to be amputated has proven to be false. So exactly. And that was in the BBC. So, we all say things that we think are right, given the information we have at the time. And given what I've had access to, this is the best painting of the picture that I can give. But I am looking forward to, the documentaries that come out with a little bit more.
So is that
I don't know,
show
story
any of the
flavour.
footage of the grossness?
Well, they wouldn't be able to, will they? They never will be able to, thank God.
It'll just be a
Nothing,
room
no
and
one-
everything will be dark and then it's all pixelated out.
Yeah.
And, I don't want to see
There'd
that.
be a lot of pixelating, I'm sure, in that.
Like me at the start of the episode, getting my internet sorted. All right, well, that was a humdinger, I got to say. We got to 30 minutes in and I thought, where's the crime? What's going to happen now? I did not see...
This guy's amazing.
I did not see Marius coming into the picture, so that was...
I didn't quite know how to tell it because obviously that's the complete opposite way that I found out because I found out about this guy and then went backwards from that.
Oh, I was just going to say, there's probably a whole episode you could do on Marius
Oh,
too.
yeah.
I don't doubt that. That'd be just so dark though. I don't think I would be up
wouldn't
for
it?
that. That'd not be nice.
No.
And just to make everyone have to have a little bucket to vomit into when you read all the stuff that he's done to people.
Oh, gross.
What a sicko. Just trying to give them a smile, as he said. Just trying to make them feel
By
good.
branding it on their face. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Yeah, awful. All right, well, I suppose on that note, as we say every week, miss you already.
Ciao.
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 Bleh. Thanks for listening to Trial by Wine. You can contact us at trialbywine@gmail.com. Please rate, review and subscribe to Trial by Wine on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. If you'd like to support us, you can become a patron at www.patreon.com, Trial by Wine, or visit our website www.trialbywine.com to donate to us. Your support will help us cover many more cases and apply wacky sentences. We really appreciate you listening and hope you tell everyone about us. Our cover art is by John Christo and music is by Beauchamp from pixabay.com.